This very well could be it for the European season, Johnny, and I think it goes to show just how solid BDS have been this season, where even despite being swept, they're still being predicted by the desk.
Yeah, this is crazy, but I for one would love to see another series after this. So you got to low-key root for BDS here. Also, their entire legacy is on the line here. They've built up one of the most impressive resumes that we've ever seen in competitive Rocket League history over the course of the last year, and now it's all on the line because if they lose 2 straight series to Vitality, everybody knows that there's a new king in EU, and it's the old king at the same time. They're back. At their best form that we've ever seen them.
But here we go. Series number 2 underway. Vitality. One major step towards the championship made. They just have to win 4 more games and they will secure it. And Alpha might be a major player to them, Turtle, in order to do so.
Yeah. And I love that interview with Extra. I mean, hearing him talk about, where he came from, his expectations coming into the season, how he didn't even expect to win everything, let alone win anything. This man had 0 expectations, but then you come out and win nearly every single event, and then you come out into the grand finals, though, and you have swapped that mentality. You've got to have some level of expectations coming against Vitality, then you get swept so much to handle mentally for Team BDS. What have they changed within this break that we had between series? We're going to find out right now in this first game.
Well, they need Extra now more than ever. He's been the player to transform this team's run. They used to be just a middling team in Europe, and then he joined and they dominated the region. But I think they need him as just that solid third man right now, because Monkey Moon hasn't looked like his usual dominant self. Marked by 8 has to get forward. He has to play that role that we're used to seeing from him. He needs to get up in Vitality's faces and try and make their life more difficult.
Marked by 8 loves going for demos as well, getting physical on the pitch. We barely saw any of that from Team Vitality. I mean, you can obviously take a look at the boost factor and how they were getting starved out, but regardless, you've got to stay aggressive. If you fall under that pressure, it could be deadly, especially when everything is on the line.
BDS, we know that they can dominate series. Can they do something that we haven't had to see from them this season, and that is find the grit required to make this comeback and bounce back from being swept? Here is Monkey Moon up against Fairy Peak. Not usually a 1v1 that you tend to win. And again, you can say that about pretty much any 1v1 that you've got over against Vitality. Star-studded. As now over to Marked by 8. Not the best first touch from him. Extra backflip. He does have Monkey Moon up in support, but it's wasteful. They had options. Didn't take them. Oh! That was a wasteful first touch from him. And Marked by 8, much like he did in the first series, slaps it away from him for 1-0.
Yeah, just a missed touch there from Alpha. Wanted to catch a piece of that so that the ball stays with him. It bounced away from him. And it's Marked by 8 in his usual role, cutting off the play as early as he can.
That's what we were missing from Team BDS in the previous series. Marked by 8, getting a bit aggressive, predicting where Vitality are trying to move with the ball. He's accurate on the shot, everything working out. And Team BDS, while it's only 1 goal, it seems to show signs of life now coming into the second series.
Probably a bit of a weird position for a lot of the neutral fans out there today, rooting for Team BDS, trying to get ourselves through to that 3rd series. Well, they've made a good start towards doing exactly that. Monkey Moon over to the wall. Wants to get the back pass over to Fairy Peak. Doesn't happen. Marked by 8 will offer a much more difficult back pass to Fairy Peak. Monkey Moon to try and make it 2. What a save! Well, Vitality have not lost that part of the game. And here's the transition side of it as well. Vitality always so dangerous in these spots. K'd up off the demo. What a save from Monkey Moon. 1v2. He did not care.
That is huge for BDS. Monkey Moon dominating in a defensive position, looking completely unfazed while 2 players come at him. And now Marked by 8 has put in a very effective touch to corner the ball, and it bounces clear of Vitality's man waiting in the middle. Alpha not able to get a shot off that time. All signs pointing at an improved BDS coming into the second series.
Off the wall, Alpha looks to get there first. Monkey Moon looking very sharp in this second series. Marked by 8, taps over the top. Another great save. So far, BDS have been the stronger of the 2 teams out here in game number 1 and could very well have found themselves 2 goals to nothing up. Monkey Moon just lofts the ball. Who's going to go for it? Nobody. Everybody backing down.
I'm trying to pay
questions for
attention
everybody.
a little bit to the alpha boost now. You know, I've been watching his meter, trying to see where he's moving down the field, if he's able to grab those midfield boosts. And right here, you even see Monkey Moon stole the midfield boost from Alpha, which did not happen at all in the first series. It was Alpha being dominant, but now BDS, this is what they do when they have boost. They're winning challenges, but there's no follow-up. Finally, from Extra, a shot put on net, but Vitality, they keep it still within one.
Monkey
Moon
Moon
goes
billies it
low.
through. Oh my goodness. Vitality just keep deflecting the ball to safety. I don't know how they're doing it, because all three players look to be committed every play, but the recoveries are holding up, the boost is holding up, and they're keeping this within one.
BDS don't have to worry about conceding a goal if they keep the ball over air. Monkey Moon taps it back down, Extra over to Mark by all three players involved. So much time wasted off the clock. Fairy Peak, taps with beating two players. He's
no way.
Extra recovered in time, and that will give BDS their first game of the set. But they came so close to throwing it away, Johnny.
Oh my goodness, that was terrifying. BDS easily played the best game yet right there, but it's still not easy. Vitality are so difficult to get past today. I mean, so many of the... I mean, Queso apparently were knocked out of the tournament, but I'm still seeing shades of them here with the triple commits in defense, followed up by quick recoveries. Everybody just seems to land in the right position, and the ball's in a perfectly safe place. So Vitality really bringing Queso's playbook to the grand final here. BDS did get that one key goal, and it was marked by 8. Getting forward, that's where we want to see it.
Well, and you're thinking back now to that final moment with Extra landing. If he, positions his car any other spot on the field, that could be the end for Team BDS and their lead. It could have been tied up, but they do recover, managed to get Extra to get back in the position he needed to be last second, and it worked out, but it was still close, just like you said, Johnny.
So BDS finally on the correct side of a one-goal game. We've only had one of the 5 that we've seen so far not be within that. That was the blowout that Vitality finished our last series off with. Outside of that, every single game, razor thin. K-Dop goes straight for net. Oh, it's just off the post. Well, offering a little bit of a threat there. And for Vitality, it's not often they've gone for the first-time shot. You might as well go for it. This is what they've done more often. The infield pass. BDS much more prepared for it this time around.
Yeah, that's a great interception. Look at BDS, they're stacking players there. I think it was Monkey Moon at the 4th game who managed to pull that one off. Now they were all on the same page here, so great adaptation by BDS. They've realized that that's what Vitality are going for, and they're still going for it, that infield pass off of fake shots. And the BDS look like they're reading it a lot more.
I've started to notice here for Team Vitality, they're moving to the sidewalls much more frequently. Instead of taking it to the corners of BDS or throwing it off the backboard, they want to keep possession, hit it to the far side. There's a shot, though, from BDS off the crossbar. Save now from K-Dop as he looks to transition it out. But we've seen Team BDS moving up in the midfield. They're winning challenges. But now here's Alpha 54 with a pinch across. It's back and forth, Shogun.
That first goal has proven crucial so far this series and throughout this entire set. Monkey Moon. Not anymore. K-Dop already takes it over. As goes to the far corner of Team BDS. Extra takes his time, realizes that pressure is well and truly on. This is good from BDS. They're not trying to speed out too quickly, although we don't quite know where the other 2 players went for the team.
Oh, what a touch.
That does put the team under a little bit of pressure. Marked by 8, back into the corner. 0 boost for Extra. He's going to happily pick that up. Now be the target man. They look to chase down to the other side of the field. That ball is hardly ever touching the floor right now. We're playing at that sort of pace, but a miss. Oh, Marked by 8 will clean up.
Once again, it's Mark who's in the right place at the right time, and I think the key touch for me is the one that happened before, and Mark not too far forward. Intercepts the clear, and he really put K-Dop in an awkward position there. K-Dop tried to catch the ball, but it proved to be too difficult.
Yeah, and that's so tough for K-Dop, especially whenever you have ball cam on. You see that ball float all the way to the top. You can't determine where it's going to bounce as easily. You just have to pre-jump and hope you can find some type of misdirection off the post. It's saved, the double commit, but Vitality keep it within 1. This is a defensive stance from them, but they're still trailing.
It's been a defensive masterclass. If you want to give it anything, at least the goal line saves. It is taking quite something to try and beat the goal this so far this set. K-Dop back to the midfield. Extra blocking it immediately. Fairy Peak realizing that half the game is gone. They've got to start creating something over on the Vitality side. Good pop over. Marked by 8. Can't afford to misread that one. The Extra cuts the rotation, and Alpha will be beat to it. Who's going to be first on the follow-up? Monkey Moon looks to try and drop down onto the shot. Not for the first time. We would have seen him go for a ceiling recovery into a goal. We'll go to the other side of the field. Monkey Moon powers it. He's got marked by 8. Sets up off the backboard. Monkey Moon beat cleanly by Fairy Peak.
BDS have got to be careful here. They're having the run of play at the moment, but Vitality are pulling out clutch saves. I don't know how they keep doing it, but their goal line defense has been unreal in this set, and BDS can't triple commit on any of these plays. They can't go completely all in. They need someone constantly recovering to cover those counterattacks. Here come Vitality. It's off the post. That was, I think, the best chance Vitality have had this game. They're really looking threatening at the moment. BDS have to be so careful. That's brilliant position by Monkey Moon. Just dodges the demo expertly. Here's Alpha 54, though. Shoots low, and it is deflected up high.
Oh, somehow, it's still 1-0. Vitality coming oh so very close, and they might come closer. Yeah, off the backboard. Fairy Peak chooses not to go for it. Realize he would have left K-Lop in a 2v1. Can't afford to do that just yet, but we are starting to hit all the panic stage of this game. That 1-goal lead becoming much more effective. It's all 2.
And we were talking about the Vitality defense and how we're all so confused as to how they keep getting these pre-jump saves and then they can recover after a double commit. But how do they transition out now? In the first series, they were able to find the save even after a double commit and instantly burst into the other side. It's not the case here. They go to the BDS half. It's a little bit shaky. We don't have somebody following it up as the third man every single time. And there's a couple of opportunities missed. And BDS, they are loving it because the midfield is all theirs.
Yeah, they've got to think of something different. The cheeky infield passes are not working. That's another good save, but it's in off of Fairy Peak's car. Extra puts it past them, and BDS are on a roll.
The recovery from BDS, you've got to mention it. You've got to take note of it. They have been able to bounce back from a sweep that's never happened in a best-of-7 against them this season, and then come out, make a recovery, little bit of a break, mentally reset, and then fight off against Team Vitality.
Gibbs put it best. I remember this quote from a couple of years ago where he said that the last thing you want to be recognized for as a team is your ability to get saves. Because that probably means that you're in the wrong position on the field, and that's kind of where Vitality have found themselves throughout this game. 10 seconds left. BDS look to have secured it, and they've got themselves a 2-game lead. Well, we want to know how they could do under adversity. The answer is as well as they've done throughout the entire season.
Huge response. A champion's response from BDS there, because they looked completely lost. It wasn't entirely up to Vitality, although they had much of a say in it. I think Vitality have totally stunned BDS in that first series. They came out with a level BDS weren't ready for, and BDS crumbled under the immense pressure that they're in right now. But that little break between the two series, they've clearly got their heads in the game, and they've gone for a completely hard reset. They've switched themselves off and on again, and now they're here to play 2-0 BDS.
We do find ourselves in another timeout here, but this one on the side of Vitality. And the question is, what are they trying to implement here in their strategy? It's a bit panicky, a couple of double commits. They're relying on that defensive save frequently. Somebody finding a pre-jump, somebody then getting back in rotation, but they can't get the transitions that were working earlier. Something has got to change for them. And to me personally, it doesn't even feel like Monkey Moon has hit his peak performance yet. There was a couple of chances off the backboard. He could have gone for a double tap, didn't get the best first touch, but if he warms up any bit more, it could be the end now for Series 2 for Team Vitality.
Yeah, they've got levels they can go to. They've definitely been better than this even this season, Shogun. I think BDS have shown us time and time again that they can and they will show up when the pressure climaxes.
Well, that's the thing, is I don't feel like Vitality are playing any worse here. I think that they've came in with the exact same play style, committing to it pretty much the exact same way. It's just that BDS, as you mentioned, switched off, switched back on again, come back in with a brand new mindset, and they are executing better than we saw earlier on. This is becoming a little bit of a coach battle now as the strategies end up changing as we go through this. I wonder what Malt's got up his sleeve, or if his entire strategy is just, yeah, get me on, lads. I'll end up winning us this championship. But from Vitality, a different use as well of the timeout. They've come into this and they've done it after 2 losses, unlike BDS, who did it after 3, Johnny. I do feel like this is better use of it. If you go 3 games down, the series is already pretty much done for you. You've got to try and use it after 2.
Well, let's find out. It's game 3. Vitality coming off the timeout. They've got the whole organization behind them. They've got a strategist and who knows what else going on back there. But that's got to be slightly worrying for BDS as a pinch almost rolls into Vitality's net already here. But now, the faster pace has favored BDS. I think really Vitality have got to try and slow this one down again because in those awkward moments, in those slow play moments, I think they've been the better team.
Well, BDS love to play this battle of clears where it's just corner to corner and you're waiting for somebody to make an unreal redirect or maybe a flipped reset. Vitality, they don't have the edge in that aspect. They are much better with the short little touches between each other in the midfield, but BDS are forcing them out of it. And you can see how it affects them. Vitality forced on defense even more. Monkey Moon going in for the corner bounce out to Extra.
My.
It's a clean play, but fortunately Alpha got bumped into the save.
Yeah, probably the happiest Alpha has ever been to be bumped in his entire career. Didn't really have to do too much work. He's had to do a little bit more to put that one on target. Vitality, no, taking this one keeps them well within this series. There's Alpha yet again. That's an awkward bounce. He can't take the shot. Well played from K-Dop. Didn't allow Extra to instantly get the stop. But Mark Baye really has been the difference maker so far this series. His positioning has been brilliant. And as always, he has been the general, the commander of the midfield across both teams.
He's the king disruptor. He has to keep doing that because he's the one who's dictating the pace at the moment. He's keeping this moving quickly, and Vitality are having to make some pretty good reads to keep up with BDS. Here's Mark again, just breaking up that rotation, getting those little touches on the ball to surprise Vitality. But Vitality have managed to pretty much even this one out. Monkey Moon double into the middle, but no one's there. He was, I think, looking for the shot there, but the angle was incredibly difficult even for the great Monkey Moon.
A couple of uncharacteristic whiffs too as well, and as I say it, this is Team Vitality not making reads off the backboard, and even on a couple of small touches from Team BDS, the follow-up, too much for Vitality.
And Alpha just couldn't quite get the read, a little bit too far away, and it's 1-0 already to BDS. Imagine this, lads. Sweep followed up with a sweep.
Oh, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Come on.
It would be, yeah, quite the statement made. Very much. BDS's legacy of the season, Johnny, very much on the line here. Can win everything leading up to the championships, but you got to win the championships. And it won't stay out for too much longer. Very peak, able to finish off the job.
Extra got bumped into the net here, recovers, throws himself at the ball, and to be honest, he's unfortunate that didn't bounce into a safe location. He did everything he could to deny the initial goal, but Vitality are back in this one. And another quick response, not for the first time this set.
That one hurts for Extra because he got the recovery, but the timing of his flip was just a little bit off. He hit the ball with a bit of an awkward spot on his car. It didn't directly go out, but instead to the left, and because of that, somebody else had to get another save on the goal line, and nobody was rotating in time. Extra forced to get a save, but it's off the crossbar again the second time, and BDS escaped.
Well, you don't get any extra points for hitting the crossbar that many times. There's Extra now to the other side of the field. Looks to try and set up. He's got marked by 8 right in the middle of the field. Not going to go for him. Instead, Mark Tassel trying to keep the pressure going, and it doesn't end up doing so. K-Dop breaks away. One-on-one against Monkey Moon. Not the best flick, but it's goal!
Monkey Moon might be the guy everybody's talking about right now, but K-Dop has always been the guy. 1v1 on Monkey Moon. And that's the play Monkey Moon's been the favorite in all season long. Not this time. K-Dop's a shooter.
The ground game from Vitality. That's what they need to rely on. Give them some dribbles, slow the pace down. Fairy Pig's trying to do it again, force a better 50-50. This is where Vitality can thrive here, Shogun.
The crossbar, but yes, you're absolutely right. And you know, it's not the first time that we've seen Vitality on the breakaway. They just haven't scored from it all that often. That's the first one that they've really converted. Look back to Alpha's kind of scuffed shot in the last series. Didn't end up requiring it. They definitely required that though from K-Dop as Monkey Moon. Back to the corner, minute and 30 left. K-Dop and Fairy Peak both go up for it. Alpha, you've got a little bit of time to try and cover for your team here, dude, and he does it very well.
It's a clear for Monkey Moon, but hasn't gone over the whole team. It's right back into the blue end. Vitality calmly letting the clock do the work for them here. Just keeping the ball in positions that BDS can't utilize. They're making sure not to hit the back wall in a bad place. That's the bar, though. Fairy Peak denied by the woodwork, and that could have easily been 3-1.
Vitality will be petitioning later to get that crossbar about half a meter upwards. They've scored 3 or 4 times. That's a little bit too wide. But there's the threat from Vitality. Wow. They can get you on the break every single time. K-Dop looks for the block. He's done exactly that. I expect Vitality to just trade one player after another here. They don't need to overcommit. This is exactly why. Marked by 8 looks to try and break away. K-Dop already up. Doesn't beat Monkey Moon, but it's not the best hit there from Monkey Moon. It's no hit at all from Alpha. A little bit of jitters as we head into the final 30 seconds. With the shot saved, all 3 required. Up goes Monkey Moon, sets up for nobody around. And is back over to the blue side of the field.
That had to be off the backboard there. Vitality had the goal area completely covered. And now time is completely getting away for BDS.
Monkey Moon, tasked with keeping the pressure up, but look at Vitality's
Final
positioning.
seconds.
They've got everybody around. One more to seal it. Oh! Almost added one for the highlight reel.
Oh,
it's still alive. K-Dop picks it out, realizes he doesn't need any contact, and Vitality answer back.
That was an unbelievable game. We saw creativity from both sides. The follow-up touch from Mark by 8 to get the first goal for BDS, but then you even saw a couple of midfield pinch attempts. I think it was Fairy Puke who got that under hit in the midfield. K-Dop with the dribble. The last few attempts, BDS getting goal line saves. This was action-packed and everything you could expect and want from a series like this.
Yeah, great game by both teams, but it's Vitality who take it, and it was quite unlucky almost for BDS because that save from Extra was unreal, and it just hasn't bounced into a good position. He did, in fact, he's full credit for the save there. Just Vitality had the wide open net afterwards. As for, the overall series at hand, BDS still have the advantage, and I think they're still in a good place here. They shouldn't be too bothered by that loss. Like, no tactical timeout here, because it's definitely still, I think, okay at the moment, but they've got to bring the team plays back. Vitality are outplaying them in the midfield.
And look at how good Vitality have done. We've seen so many double commits from them, but they're always covered. There's always somebody left to help out on the defensive side.
Yeah.
Vitality doing an outstanding job so far. Been one of their best defensive performances we've ever seen from them, as that somehow stayed out. Well, there's a double commit that somehow managed to work, and somewhere out there, Greasy Meister has got a big old smile on his face. He knew that was always going to happen.
Calculated by Extra. Of course, he knew what he was doing there, just slamming the ball into the post, but the post wasn't all that friendly to him the last time he did that, so I'm surprised to see him forgive the post so quickly.
The boost is in favor of Team Vitality. You can see BDS were rushing back. No boost on the rotation. Vitality kept this ball in the half of BDS, and that's all they needed to do, because eventually one gap would open up. You give the star striker K-Dop the ball, and he's going to punish.
Well, it's been happening all day. K-Dop is always ready for those quick center balls, and he was ready for that one far faster to it than any BDS player. They've got to keep reading those. So they've got to, first of all, start reading them again, because they were for a while earlier. But that one was just K-Dop wide open in the middle. And you know what happens when K-Dop receives a pass and he's wide open in the middle in a grand final. BDS down by 1.
Championship Sunday K-Dop. It is something that you never expect to see every single season. Here's Fairy Peak. He chooses to back down. Great discipline from Fairy Peak to stay away. That must have been so tempting to try and take the shot. Now K-Dop tasked with the clear. Here's about as beautiful as you would have wanted. Monkey Moon actually kind of caught out by it. Fairy Peak. To Monkey Moon, and I think that was quite going to go in anyway, but Monkey Moon just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, the plays by Monkey Moon, consecutive effective touches when he's under pressure. Now here comes Alpha. Mark's going to just beat into it and chip it to the sidewall. They've got to look out for Fairy Peak here. He's waiting in the middle. Pass gets cut off before it gets started.
Oh, there's so many times I'm looking at the boost meter from Team BDS. They go for one touch. All their boost is used up. And then that gives Vitality the opportunity, if they get that counterattack, to absolutely make some moves on offense. We had the demo come through, but the missed shot.
How on earth is it still 1-0? That was the easiest shot of the game so far. And somehow just could not turn it in. Vitality will look to try and go again. Extra. Crunching tackle from him, ends up taking the ball away, but Marked by 8 very easily beaten. It's been quieter so far in the last 7 minutes of gameplay. Unable to quite get the read on the rotation. Here comes Extra. Has he got something magical for us? No, not quite. Look for the transition. K-Dub, huge power each time he's hitting it. There is no soft touch when it comes to K-Dub. It is pure vicious power on each clear.
Yeah, that was fantastic control by Mark by 8 as well. Just graciously collecting the ball on the back wall.
Oh my.
They're still looking extremely vulnerable every time Vitality drop the ball down into the middle. Here's Kate up again. What did the double? Extra's got his number. Extra really doing so much work for BDS defensively at the moment. And now here's Monkeyman. Can he avenge the 1v1 loss? Yes, he can. He gets one back on K-Dop.
And it's the exact same play that K-Dop used, but you can see Fairy Peak was going for the midfield boost, trying to keep the starvation on, but Monkey Moon got the perfect flip on the timing, and then continued forward with the dribble, got the flick, and like you said, got revenge on K-Dop.
K-Dop will consider himself to be the representative of Europe, and with the amount Monkey Moon's been considered this year,
what a pass,
Alpha instantly answers back. 2-1, and it's straight off the kickoff. Fairy Peak fakes out one, shimmies around two, and Alpha has his perfect opportunity.
Oh, that's just disgusting by Fairy Peak. He's really just so composed in that position. So many players would have rushed that. They would have wasted the opportunity. It would have been squandered, but Fairy Peak takes his time, picks out the pass perfectly, and Vitality lead with just under 2 minutes to go.
Oh, it's all about that stutter from Fairy Peak, getting the mind game, but then moving forward. You're in the grand finals. $80,000 is on the line, and you still go for the mind game, try to outplay BDS instead of going for the super safe play. That is ridiculous, and the composure we expect from Vitality.
Fairy Peak can't quite make contact with the ball. 90 seconds left here. What do BDS have up their sleeve? Do have Extra waiting for him, but you really see Alpha doesn't care. He's on the pre-jump, and we have got Colton Alpha entering the server. Will it matter too much? A bit of a scramble over the goal line, but it's good enough from Vitality. They will try and get rid of it. Fairy Peak up against Monkey Moon, a bump as well on Extra, so Mark by 8 has to try and buy his team a little bit of time. Does have Extra over to the midfield. That demo will at least slow Mark down just a little bit. There's another double commit, though, from BDS. Will they be able to follow up? Extra already around.
There it is.
Got very close to missing, but it was good enough.
BDS rise to the occasion. Vitality have absolutely brought it to them, but now BDS equalize, and the momentum swings back in their favor for this series, at least. I'm not ready to say the set is in their favor just yet. This is BDS we're talking about. We knew that they were going to bring the fight, and that's another chance for them here. Monkeyman this time with the mind game on the kickoff. The follow-up is Vitality's.
Alpha, 0 boost. Tends not to ever care. You've still got to respect him. Fairy Peak thought about jumping. Alpha called him off. Extra goes to the first-time shot. Always going to be at least saved from Vitality, but they are still under pressure.
30 seconds.
Swarmed for that second goal. There's Extra. Takes it back down. Gets the block. Monkey Moon adds a little bit of Extra onto that block. 20 seconds here. And Fairy Peak looking to try and guide the ball away.
Clutch control by Fairy Peak at the back. Who's going to have the moment? We saw one from Mark, but it wasn't the right kind of moment in the first series.
5
where
seconds.
He blundered, and Vitality were able to score.
Off the
Maybe
backboard.
a huge play this time. It's overtime that's beckoning at the moment. K-Dop just wants in the ground, and he gets it.
Here we go. Opportunity here for BDS to get themselves series points. Just got to find a way past that Vitality defense. It sounds easy when you say it aloud. BDS know for a fact that it certainly has not been easy at all. So Vitality get this. 2 each. Series is blown wide open. Great block by Mark. Up to the midfield. Monkey Moon. Has he got anyone up in support? Yes, he does. Extra off the backboard. K-Dop takes his time. Realized the pressure wasn't there. And Mark made a crucial touch to avoid Fairy Peak getting an immediate shot.
That's huge by Mark. He's really done a good job there, not double committing, because it would have been tempting to dive in on that one, but he stays back.
We need Mark to stay aggressive. That positioning, finding interceptions, that is what BDS rely on and they need in this overtime to prevent Vitality from tying up this series. He is so pivotal right now with his playstyle. He's got to keep moving forward.
Monkey Moon up. Gets the ball past 2 players. He's got extra in support, and that's great stop there from K-Dog. Won't be able to keep up too much longer. Off the backboard, Alpha over in support. And now they look to break away. Alpha looks to try and follow. He doesn't get the ball. He hasn't got any boost. Great recovery from BDS. And they set up their lines incredibly well.
Yeah, what a play by Alpha. Ground double touch to turn defense into attack. And now Fairy Peak chips it middle for Alpha. The win! Vitality tie!
Fairy Peak, what a dribble. He's been doing this all game long. We saw the mind game off the kickoff. Then he comes through, hits the brakes right under the ball, gets the chip into the midfield. Vitality using those small touches between each other to maneuver around the BDS defense and get the overtime goal.
So BDS, here's the question for you. You used it after game 3 last time. Will you use it that little bit earlier this time? They've got the timeout in their hands. Still haven't heard any shout of them actually using it though. But lads, again, another 1-goal game. And there's the shout. BDS are not going to use it, I don't think.
I think they are. I think I heard that they are, but we'll find out in a second. They're
nothing.
correction. They're not using it. Don't listen to me.
What?
I'm getting a bit too ahead of myself. But BDS, I really feel like they should have used one there, to be honest, because Vitality are on a roll. That's 2 games in a row where they've shot BDS. That's 2 games in a row where they've been more clutch under pressure. And my goodness, Fairy Peak, the assists that he's producing are just at a level that BDS can't match at the moment.
I mean, it's got to be a point of frustration for BDS. I think they're not calling a timeout because they felt like that last game was theirs to win. They had pressure. They had offensive movements down the field with Mark by 8, those transitions I talked about. It was all there. BDS just couldn't connect and find that execution. They don't want to wait. They want to get back into the game.
Vitality are 10 minutes of top quality Rocket League away from crowning themselves European champions yet again. They have been the consistent of Europe. To try and add yet another feather to their cap. Over to the midfield. Up goes Mark Bay. Not the best shot, but here's their follow!
Well played.
And BDS have got the perfect start.
Mark by 8 just seeing what's in front of him here. He just sees 2 defenders in the goal.
Oh, yeah.
Chips it into the bar. Extras behind him. Up the fastest. 1-0 BDS, and they've done well here. Mark again, just choosing the right option when he's presented with multiple.
And that's just proof that Rocket League is a game of, high-pressure decisions. You've got to make the right choice. You can see Mark by 8 just popped it up off the backboard. Absolutely obliterated the defense. More composure from BDS. And I'd like to see more of that. That's what Vitality did so well from Fairy Peak in the previous game. Maybe take a bit of that strategy into your own.
Mark can't stop K-Dot. Nobody really ever has been able to. Extra, good clear from him. 1 minute down. This is turning into quite the series we've got from ourselves. Lots of people out there hoping for a third. Vitality hoping for anything but Turtle as they look to try and put the pressure on. Nothing really around. K-Dot back to the midfield. Alpha sees it go skying past him.
And BDS time to stay calm, really. They have to be so careful with the options that they pick. And I think Monkey Moon's out of position for that one.
Oh,
He's way out of position for that one. Alpha walks it into the net. But that's exactly what we're talking about. You've got to choose very carefully what you move up on. And Monkey Moon has picked a bad one there.
It seems like the entire defense of BDS didn't even expect Alpha 54 to win that challenge so strongly. He came in 1 flip, and that's all it took for him to instantly snag possession and create a turnaround on the midfield. That was unbelievable work from Alpha 54. And that aggression is paying off for Team Vitality.
Speaking of work, it's been a lot of work to score in previous games. This one doesn't require much at all. And Monkey Moon, I think he'll be the happiest to be the one to score this time around. Completely makes up for the previous goal. But yeah, that is quite the whiff, Turtle.
Oh, that's painful. That one, you've got to be feeling that one if you're Team Vitality. There's nothing that BDS did extra spicy or special to get you to force that mistake.
Oh, Fairy Peak, he just wishes he had 1, maybe 2 more boosts and he would have had this, but he had 0, so he couldn't get to it. Alpha denied by Monkey Moon. Huge solo defense by Monkey Moon once again. It's all about keeping the ball in the corner for both these teams. Centers have been deadly at either end. There's K-Dot just rotating back towards the middle of the field. You notice that's where BDS are likely to be waiting to intercept the clears.
Fairy Peak can't beat Monkey Moon as he looks to try and get the setup just a little bit away. Now the break. Good boost steal from Extra. Just make sure that the car is some sort of obstacle.
Wow.
And takes away the ability to really put offensive pressure on over off the backboard. Second touch. BDS did not want to see that. They did want to see, however, Monkey Moon with the clear.
That's huge. Again, you see BDS, they're sending two options at the ball. Like here's K-Dop, tries to go under Monkey Moon, who stays goal side of it. Extra equal to Fairy Peak's follow-up. BDS are matching Vitality blow for blow here, as Vitality try to slug their way through once again.
Mark, midfield to Extra, look to get the pass mid-air back to Mark. Well, BDS seem confident in their own mechanical abilities if they're going for plays like that. Right now, mechanical goals is not really the first thing they require. What they require is to show off what they can do on the defensive side of the ball. See if they can get rid of it. Fairy Peak off the demo. Would have liked to have been able to run onto a shot. Another demo. This time removing Fairy Peak. Off the backboard. You can see both teams, they don't care. They would rather two players go than no player goes. As long as you've got that recovery, it's worked out for them. Ooh, wait a minute, that was a bit of a mistake. Vitality looking to pounce on it, marked by 8. Back over to the corner, Johnny. And this is getting a little tense.
Oh.
Two players gone yet again, marked by 8 on the goal line.
Extra covered in the infield pass, so that's the key. That's what they need to keep looking out for, because Vitality have gone back to it time and time again today. Alpha trying to pre-flip onto that one, but it's just narrowly missed. Very Peak looks for him in the middle. Oh! That's a pre-flip hit, though. Run it back, says Alpha 54. What a connection for the equalizer.
And everybody's doing something on this play. K-Dop's running around in the defensive half of BDS, taking the boost. Fairy Peak sees the pass, and then Alpha 54 finds the pre-flip. He was a bit far back, but it doesn't matter because when you utilize that flip, get that extra boost of speed, you can catch up to it and strike it with power.
BDS have now seen a second lead disappear in front of them, and they're still under pressure. K-Dop wiped out mid-air demo from Monkey Moon. But it's not the best touch from Mark by 8. Looks to set up Extra. Alpha far too quick over on the far side. Monkey Moon gonna have his own attempt. Fairy Peak doing his own solid job in the midfield. This is so crucial. Vitality get this. They are up to championship point. The way they've been playing, you wouldn't bet against them.
No, it's hard to bet against it with this streak that they're on and just the level that they've shown up with today. And now Monkey Moon is in trouble again. Fairy Peak dunks it. And it's open for K-Dop! Vitality lead with hardly any time left on the clock. Monkey Moon tried to get it over the first challenge. And Fairy Peak goes high on him. Huge read by Fairy against his countryman.
Monkey Moon is trying to get a chip above that offender instead of hit it to his own corner. Monkey Moon wants the transition, but it didn't work.
Well, now we've got 10 seconds left. Monkey Moon can't win the challenge against Fairy Peak this time around either. BDS scrambling. They've lost possession of this game. They've lost possession of this series, and they might be losing possession of the championship. Vitality, 5 minutes, 1 game away.
Wow. Vitality have done it once again. They are just beating BDS at their own game. They are reading every single play that BDS attempt to make. They're just on another level. That's the 3rd game in a row where Vitality have thoroughly deserved the win. And BDS had a lead there for a long time, but it doesn't look comfortable. And that's the difference for me. For BDS are usually so comfortable when they're in front. They usually dominate when they're in front. They just add more goals to every single lead that they get. Not today. Vitality have brought something that we haven't seen all season from them or from any other team in Europe.
So we've got you on camera here. You look shocked. I think the whole of Europe, the whole of the world is shocked.
I'm in disbelief right now. I'm in absolute disbelief. And it seems like it's just a repetition of the same play for Team Vitality to clutch it out, where it's a monster clear that we don't see too often from Vitality. Yes, we've seen K-Dop smacking the ball almost every time, but besides that, they don't really like to go for those massive, extensive clears. But then, as soon as they see BDS move forward, they get one pop-up clear all the way to the other side. It's a one-on-one with the defender. All Alpha 54 has to do, or whoever's the aggressive player for Vitality has to do, is win that 50-50, and you've got to follow up. It's so calculated and precise from Vitality. They've got the Kryptonite strategy to fight BDS here and possibly win everything.
And this is it, BDS. I've got their season on the line. They've got this set on the line. The series, everything is on the line here. $80,000 on the line.
Oh.
They need to win 2 games just for a chance to beat Vitality, who, based on what we've seen today, I think look like the favorites. Even if they should lose here, they've been unbelievable, and BDS are in huge trouble, but they have shown that they can produce their best gameplay under the highest pressure circumstances, but they have to do it again.
So here we go. Team Vitality look to try and finish it off here. Championship on the line and championship point for one of the most long-standing and most accomplished rosters that we have had in Europe. They look to try and take down what has looked to be an unbeatable squad throughout most of the season. Extra, a little bit of sauce to start us off. Wait around in the midfield. Back down, over to Mark by 8. What will BDS do? This is the most pressure they have been in since they formed, Johnny, and they've got to come up clutch.
And they've got to just try to pass the ball a bit better. Vitality are connecting their passes together. BDS have been struggling to do the same. You know, we've seen solo plays, we've seen confident shooting every now and then, but Vitality have completely outplayed them in the team play department.
Extra, has he got anyone around to help him out? No, Alpha. Well, he was around to help, but he wasn't around to help out Extra. Just slides underneath the challenge as K-Dot, but that could be going anywhere. Alpha has to scramble back, just about does it in time. Almost got caught out by just a wayward bounce there as K-Dot will finally clear to the midfield.
And we're talking a lot about K-Dop and what he's doing on the field. He is the final boss, in James Bot's words, as they're pressured now on defense. He's getting the clear there, finding a way out of the pressure that BDS are trying to put on. And look at him doing so much work down the field. K-Dop stands out in every single grand finals. He is the man who makes a difference on the field, takes charge and comms, and leads his team to victory.
And just across the board, Vitality's players have matched BDS mechanics today. That's something we haven't seen from them all season. They've been able to take games and they've been able to, you know, force BDS out their comfort zone at times. And today they've also been staying on a level when it comes to speed, when it comes to just midfield domination. BDS completely unable to establish what we usually see from them. That's a great pass though, marked by 8 to Extra, but Extra is unable to beat his man as we remain in a deadlock.
Extra up against K-Dop. Good challenge though from Extra. As BDS trying to just lock up that midfield, steal as much boost as they can, and basically use the bread and butter that's taken them to this point of the season to try and get them into that Game 7. Now Alpha on the break. Mark by 8 has been caught. Now Alpha couldn't quite hook himself around to try and find the shot still. Looks to try and set up a teammate. It's going to be a difficult shot. But Alpha will make a difficult shot look easy.
Whoa, Alpha 54 slots an impossible shot, and that is a goal worthy of the championship.
He is simply too good with the pre-flips. He knows how to find contact even if he's out of position. Alpha 54. I mentioned K-Dop earlier, but he's definitely making a great case for him.
Monkey Moon looking for Extra. He won't be around. Mark Bayer has to hold the midfield. This is the last thing he wants to be doing right now, but they've got to make sure they don't go down by 2. Extra clears. Mark Bayer ends up backing down. Has not looked comfortable throughout this series. We all know that the majority of what BDS does starts with Mark Bayet's midfield challenges. So far, Monkey Moon looking for the setup. It's back down. 2 players went. Thankfully, back over to Monkey Moon. And if it didn't bounce that way, Vitality could well have been on their way for a second.
Yeah, communication breakdown again for BDS. It's, like you said, very lucky that they didn't concede on the counter there. It's somehow gone right back to Monkey Moon, who was extremely out the play.
And we all remember last series, what happened whenever Vitality were faced with match point. They found pre-jump saves left and right. The defense was unbelievably strong. So you've got to worry for BDS. Even a 1-goal lead is all Vitality need to take back the crown, excuse me.
Back into the midfield. Alpha. Nobody to pass to on that side. He doesn't care. He'll pass it to himself if he has to. It's exactly what he did to try and give them the lead in this all-important championship point match. Over to the far side, Monkey Moon. Gonna get there first. Who's around to help him? Absolutely nobody. Vitality holding the defense well.
And Monkey Moon trying to go all the way himself there, denied by the Vitality defense who are showing up every single game and being so difficult to get past. Time is running out. We're in the final minute. Is this the last minute of BDS season?
Extra goes low. Still not enough Vitality, saying everybody out on the goal line. You can get rid of it.
Slow play.
Absolutely do so. Alpha's done exactly that. And it's all the way back into the furthest part of the blue side of the field. BDS, half a minute. Can't afford mistakes like that from Monkey Moon.
30
They could
seconds.
use a mistake from Vitality here. Vitality aren't making any though. There's hardly any time left and BDS can't get rid of the ball. It's all Vitality at the moment.
Back into the midfield. Nobody around for BDS. 20 seconds left on the clock. Mark Bay has got Extra. Extra chooses not to go for it. One final roll of the dice available here for BDS. Monkey Moon doesn't quite control. Fairy Pig, it's just straight over to him. Extra can't beat Kate up to it at all. It's off the side. Fairy Pig wants to kill off some more time from the clock. It's gonna be down to and Team Vitality are your European champions.
Can you believe it? Vitality have done it. 2 series in a row, set in the bag, championship in the bag against BDS, a team who no one has been able to come up against in any kind of fashion like this before. But Vitality have earned every bit of this. They are unbelievable today. What preparation, what form they've shown up with.
Back-to-back best of sevens. The last 10 months of scrims, practice, grid weeks, regionals, majors, and now finally championships. Vitality regain the throne, and they do it in style. What a performance from the champs, and especially from K-Dop.
Every single year, Team Vitality are always the benchmark, and as good as BDS have been, they have not been able to win the championships. Instead, today belongs to Team Vitality, your European champions.
Baby, I just wanna be alone. I don't need your company, stop blowing up my phone. You don't get the things that I've been through, and I don't have the time to lay it all in front of you. I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself.
Up to Mark. Mark passes over to Extra, but K-Dop will cut out that lane. Now racing to it. K-Dop with the boost steal. Shot opportunity from Alpha. Bounces out to Fairy Peak, who blisteringly shoots it into the net.
This time Flame with Archie over in the corner. They both collided with one another, but ends up actually speeding up their track back, and they're going to need to, because that is an outstanding shot by Alpha.
Alpha's been taken out of the game. This is a bit dangerous for Vitality depending on K-Dop's clearance. And then all the way down the other end, and that's a counter-attack goal you will not see.
K-Dop big enough, and now he can try and break. It's only Extra by himself. He won't be able to get to it. And BDS caught on the counter-punch.
As that ball falls down into the final third of Guild, 1 minute looms on the clock. Vitality needing a goal. What a touch from K-Dop. What a dribble this is as well. He's going to score, is he? Yes, he is. It's gone all the way in.
Pass over to Fairy Peak? No, it's going to be Alpha. Has the read off the corner. It comes for free for K-Dop. And Vitality punish top blokes again. They have the lead.
Vitality are your champions, and Jorby is banned from ever being on the desk again. Get out of here.
Hello there.
I didn't betray you. I wouldn't do that. I couldn't.
But all right, guys, Vitality just won 4 games in a row to versus BDS in 2 different series and 2 best of 7s. After all season long, BDS just claps them outside of one time in fall. This was insane. We talk about championship K-Dop. It showed so much here, and we're going to continue to talk about this for years to come.
I've just hit refresh on Vitality's esports page, shall we say, and they are now on $994,000 earned in their time throughout Rocket League. So close to being on that millionaire run. It's unbelievable, but what a time to play the best we've maybe ever seen them play. unbelievable. They deserve to beat BDS every single step of the way. BDS were just completely and utterly put in their place. These are the sort of battles we expected to see throughout the season. It never happened throughout the season until the very end. Jorby, fair enough, mate. You saw this coming. What a goal.
Oh,
he's
we
muted.
actually muted Jorby.
Oh,
We
no.
can hear him, but you guys
Hello.
can't. And that's better.
Hello.
off.
He was
No.
saying he apologizes for threatening us with boxing gloves, and he's really sorry.
absolutely
He was
not.
saying
No, I
very
don't
nice things to
apologize.
all of us.
Yeah.
No, you guys should apologize to me for not flipping to Vitality after they swept BDS in the first series. But like the only thing I'll say, and then I'll throw it away, is that I always thought Fairy Peak is a mark of consistency in Europe and in Rocket League in general. And he played an immaculate set for Vitality. Like his control, pristine, always in the right spot at the right time, creating opportunities for KDOP and Alpha to pop off like they did. And Vitality, there's something different about championship Vitality, man. They hit different, and it was clear in a way the better team.
That was just absolutely mind-blowing. Honestly, I'm still processing what just happened here. So while we do that, let's bring an expert. Maybe he knows what's going on here. We got Fairy Peak on the line. Fairy Peak, congratulations on winning the European Championships.
Thank you so much, man. How are you doing?
Probably not as good as you right now.
Yeah, of course.
This is just unprecedented, man. You saw it. Most of the world was just like, of course, BDS. They've had a track record, but people, I think, were forgetting that you guys were still good basically all season. It was just BDS had a lot of spotlight on them. For you guys, obviously, you wanted to take them down. That was a big goal, I imagine, for Vitality. Over the past 30 days, you guys had time to prepare. Can you walk me through what that process was to get ready for a matchup like this?
Like I said last time, it was like we just played a lot of ranked because I think I felt like we didn't play, like everyone on the team didn't play the ranked needed to be at the top during the whole season. Sometimes it was me, sometimes it was Alpha, sometimes it was like KDOP. So like during this last 30 days, we just like played a lot of ranked. We played a lot together. Like we are great friends, so like we hang out on Discord, of course. But but like every day to like play other game even. So I think they played a great like momentum for us to beat them.
Yeah, you told us that before, and I was just hoping to maybe get some sort of other secret out of you this time around.
Never.
Yeah.
But you guys just took down BDS in 2 best sevens. It didn't even go 3 series. Did you expect that, or did you expect at least 3?
I mean, it's funny because when we were eating this morning, we were like, imagine if we 4-0 them. Like it would have been so fun. And then the first best of, we were like 4-0 them. It was like, no way. Are we going to do it? And then like they woke up. They played good still the first best of. And second best of, I think like the first 2 games we like took too much confidence and we tried to like bullshit a bit too much. Like Alpha likes to bullshit. So but like we played a bit too much offensively, and then we like called the timeout by, of course, the GOAT Mout, and he like reminded us that we need to play a bit like less offensive, and then we 4-0 back again. Like it was like I don't know, it's really cool.
It was just a perfect Team Vitality performance, and throughout the season you guys have been questioned. People have been saying, are Vitality falling off? And normally the counter to that is people saying, when it really matters, if it was going to be a LAN or indeed now at the championships, that is when Vitality will step up. Those guys have been proven correct. But Fairy Peak, what is it about day 3s, about championships, about the moment mattering that makes you and your teammates always play so much better?
I mean, I know some pros, they will recognize them, called us washed. And I mean, they can, of course, but they need to prove it on the field next. And that's not what happened. So, like, if they want to prove they're the best, they have to prove it on the final day, on the one you cannot choke. You have really to, like, focus on this one. And it's like, you can't choke the last this tournament. Like, it's the one you have to play the best. And I'm really proud we, like, Vitality who let us bootcamp and be at our max potential. So yeah, I'm really happy. Like we we just like all played really good, and I can't wish for a better day.
And Ferry, you have been known to play in the Batmobile for many seasons of RLCS, but you've recently been playing in Octane a lot more. Has that switch made you feel more comfortable in Octane? I mean, clearly you've won a championship in it now, but what was the main difference for you between the two cars?
I mean, Batmobile, like I used to say, it's like I think you can perform like 110% with it on the good day, but on the bad days, like you perform like 50%.
Yeah,
well, like on
I've been there.
Octane, on bad day you perform like 80, 90%, and on good day you're like 100, 135. So I prefer having like, if I have a bad day, I prefer like playing not too bad. Well, like with Batmobile, if I have a bad day, I'm just gonna be like
Real bad.
like shit.
And your real bad is still infinitely above most other people's good. So you do want to contain that consistency, though. That's for sure. Well, I'm not going to keep you much longer. It looks like the boys are back there. You guys want to go celebrate?
I'm gonna let K-Dub say a word.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Please.
I'm not gonna lie. I was actually curious to ask to see if we could get him because he was wandering around. It looked like K-Dub wanted to get on the mic. So I'm glad he's here. K-Dub, congratulations, man, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Pretty happy about the win. So yeah.
K-Dop, I have a question for you. For all the people saying that, like, maybe it's K-Dop's time to leave Vitality, maybe a bit washed. Do you have any words for those guys right now?
I mean, I don't know all the final, I think 8 times in a row, so I guess I'm not that watched up, but yeah, I think we play really good as a team. So, and I want to congratulations for BDS. They've been a really, really great opponent all the season, and I think it was a good final, and I want to congratulate them for the final and for all the season.
I wonder, K-Dop, if I know you're doing an interview now in your second language, which is difficult. So maybe for all the people who have stuck with you all season, you'd like to say a word to them in French?
Bah, merci à tous ceux qui nous ont soutenus toute la saison. C'est vrai qu'on a eu des mauvaises périodes, mais bon là on a réussi à se relever, on a bien travaillé, donc les résultats paient. Enfin, le résultat de tout l'entraînement paie. Je suis plutôt content, quoi. Et merci à vous pour tout votre support. V for victory.
That's awesome, K-Dop. Thank you so much for joining. If you want, I don't know if you want to give it back to Fairy Peak or even to Alpha. Maybe we get Mout. Can we get Mout?
Mout?
Can we get Mout?
We're just gonna go all night. All right.
Let's do it.
We don't need an NA final.
Let's get Mout on here. All right. This is the true legend of Vitality, right here.
Let's go, Fairy Peak then.
But Mout brings it all together, man. We want to get you just for a couple words at least, because obviously there's a lot that goes on behind an organization like this, and you're one of those pieces. You know, what's it like sitting back and watching a finals like this, and your hands off? Besides, you can talk to them, but your hands off. You know, is that really nerve-wracking? Watching, even if your team's winning, what are the emotions like for you watching from behind the chairs like that?
I swear that watching instead of playing is more stressful than anything because you have control over nothing. You just have to watch and just sit back. I mean, except for the timeout and when I talk between games, that's about the only control I have, and it's very stressful. But I'm so proud of them.
So you guys called the timeout after game 2, I believe. Then you win 4 straight. So what did you say to the boys there?
Just wanted the boys to calm down and just take the series one game at a time. We were really like rushing every ball, trying to turn on everything, and our rotation kind of sucked the 2 first game, and that's why I called the timeout. I didn't want to wait that we were 3-0 down, because that's very hard to come back to come back from.
Yeah. You must have had full faith going into these championships that Team Vitality were finally going to step up the way you must have seen them play in scrims when it mattered at the moment.
Yeah, our season was very shaky, so we didn't know how we were gonna do at the championship, but we put a lot of hours into the game, and we made it.
Was there anything particular about BDS heading into the championships that you guys were on the lookout for? Something that they've been, since they've been consistently successful against you, was there any one thing you guys were trying to avoid or target in terms of against them?
Not really. The only thing is, I mean, that's my opinion, and what I think is BDS is doesn't really feel the pressure on tournaments so much, like the regionals and maybe the major a little bit, but this is a very big tournament and we are kind of used to the pressure, and the LAN experience from K-Dop and Freya is huge, so they know how to deal with it. And I think that's maybe what did the trick for us.
Okay, so it's totally okay if he doesn't. Wow, what's that?
There we go.
I was about to ask if Alpha wanted to jump on, but it looks like he might be busy back
I've
there.
got the fizzy water out.
All right, we're gonna let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for joining. Congratulations on the victory. It's just phenomenal to see this performance. So again, congratulations, Bout, and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you very much.